Do you drink water every day or do you use water in any way? The answer must be yes. Water is essential for life, and people can survive only a few days without water. Earth's surface is covered by 71% water. It sounds much, but does also water can be used. 97% of the water on Earth is salt water, and only 3% is fresh water, which we use in our everyday life. Unfortunately, we are facing a drastic reduction of water called water scarcity. Now, the drought in North China is serious. In my hometown, I see some rivers and wells dried up during the drought. The main reasons for water scarcity are water pollution, population explosion, climate change, and overuse of water. Some critics indicated that water pollution caused water scarcity. Weizmann describes that water pollution caused by pesticide pollution, sewage discharge, and other reasons can lead to a decrease of the amount of fresh water. For example, the water pollution in the freshwater crisis states that the water scarcity caused by water pollution is worst in third world countries, even damaging human health. Also, water as a renewable resource has its own self-cleaning ability. For example, one of nature's greatest purifying agencies is that water filters through the soil into the earth. The ability has a limitation. It cannot clean the pollution in short time. Water pollution is not the only reason for water scarcity. For example, Africa. Africa is a well-known place where it's experiencing severe water scarcity all the time. So Africans cherish their water resources so much and do not lead to water pollution. Then, could you say the African water scarcity is due to water pollution? The answer is absolutely no. Water pollution can exacerbate the water scarcity, but not the only reason. Population explosion is another one. Just 50 years ago, the total number of people on Earth has doubled and continues to grow, so that the situation of water scarcity becomes more and more serious. Many people are unable to link water scarcity to population explosion, but that is a reality. Take China as an example. The problem is more severe in China than in other places. Chen says that according to the United Nations, although there are 21% of the world's population in China, it only has 7% of the world's fresh water to use. India is facing the same situation as China, that it has just 4% of fresh water but 16% of the global population. Population explosion makes the level of water per person decrease all the time, and the demand for water resources are always rising. As population continues to grow, the situation of water scarcity will be worse. Climate change also is a main cause for water scarcity. Global warming is a typical example of climate change causing the polar ice melting into the ocean, which translates fresh water into seawater. And that results in decreasing the amount of fresh water. Another effect of warming is to increase the amount of water that the atmosphere can keep, which in turn can lead to more and heavier rainfall. Annual describes that also rainfall may increase freshwater resources. Water moves from the atmosphere to the ocean more quickly, thereby reducing the storage and use of water amount. Another effect of higher temperatures is leading to a reduction in rainfall in arid regions. Therefore, the water scarcity of these regions will arise. Specifically, Annual describes the overall effect of climate change for water scarcity is aggravating the water cycles. leading to more floods and droughts on a global scale. Water scarcity in both arid and pluvial areas will be a serious problem. Water scarcity is not only caused by water pollution, but also population explosion and climate change, as well as the overuse of water. So overuse and waste of water mainly shows in two aspects: agricultural overuse and residential overuse. Kanzan expects that almost 70% of global water withdrawals is irrigation water withdrawals, and it accounts for about 90% of global consumptive water use. For example, if we want to produce 1 kilogram of rice, the amount of water we require to use can fill a bus tube. In the United States, 30% of fresh water is used in irrigation to produce crops. However, only several billions of gallons of water are applied to crops every year. In the United States, water supply is not limited, that is on the top of average daily water use. On average, every American household used over 100 gallons per day, while in Arizona, every household used only 36 gallons per day. In this way, overuse of water uses water that should be withdrawn in decades, even hundreds of years. Thus, water scarcity become a big problem today. In conclusion, water scarcity caused by many different reasons. Water pollution decreases the available amount of water that we could use. Population explosion aggravates the water scarcity by raising rapidly the water demand. Climate change decreases the amount of existing fresh water, and the overuse of water leads to water scarcity by a very low efficiency of using water. We are fortunate enough to live in a place where has clean water. However, the amount of water we can use tends to less and less. The most important thing we need to do is protecting and surviving water today. Every drop of this natural resource is precious.